Okay, so today we're going to be talking about something that I would consider a detriment on Dokkan's resume, especially for 2021, which 2021 was pretty much an immaculate year for pretty much all of Dokkan, but this is my biggest problem with 2021, and that's the categories, man. If you go through here, let me just switch over to global real quick. If you go through here and you just look at, like, especially like the 2020 Dokkan Fests, 2020, 2021, that's mainly when it started, right? Like, let's go back. Like, STR Cooler, I think Terrifying Conquerors was fun, right? Like, and I'm talking about like secondary categories, like newer categories, right? Like, Terrifying Conquerors was like, that was a fine category to add, right? Revenge, right around here is probably when I say it starts, right? Revenge. Okay, so there's a lot of problems with Dokkan, right? I mean, with the categories now. First of all, the categories are just, they have blatant misconceptions. Like, there are just units that are missing for absolutely no reason, right? Just no rhyme or reason, right? Who has Revenge that's not on here? Demon King Piccolo, yeah. LR Demon King Piccolo is not on this category, right? Despite him, the reason, he does all of his stuff. Most people didn't watch OG Dragon Ball, I know, but, like, the reason he does everything is because of, he wants revenge on the martial artists for sealing him away, right? We go to, like, Target Goku, right? Like, Target Goku, like, this category is definitely not, like, terrible or anything, right? It's like, oh, okay, well, that's fine, right? But you take into consideration that categories like Full Power don't have leader skills. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Like, let's look at Full Power, right? Full Power, I'm still not used to the new category thing. Where's Full Power? Full Power is right here. All right, so we look at Full Power, right? Who are the Full Power leaders? We have Dragon Ball Super Broly, and then we have Tex Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Ultra Full Power. These guys suck, and Full Power category Super Battle is much harder than it needs to be, simply because the leaders are straight garbage, and it's an extreme Super Battle Road stage, so it's not easy or anything, right? I mean, if Dragon Ball Super Broly gets an easy A during the 7-year anniversary, cool, right? That's fine, then it's fixed. But I don't know. I don't like looking at easy A's as potential fixes to older categories. That's not something that I'm a fan of. It's the same thing as, like, when they immediately easy A units. I'm just not a fan of that. Whoops, I scrolled back a bit too far, right? I mean, even, like, let's keep going. Let's keep going, right? Right here, right? Super Saiyan 2, that's a fine category, right? That's a good category to add, I would say, right? Like, it's not a big category, but it's very, it's very complacent. Super Saiyan 2s, it's very straightforward who should be on the category. But you know who's not very complacent? Like, Otherworld Warriors, right? You think about Otherworld Warriors, and, like, what is the purpose of this category? Like, is the purpose of this category to be straight garbage? Like, who actually uses this category, like, unironically? Like, this category was completely unnecessary. It's a terrible category. It's got good leaders, like, Frieza's very good. And, Super Saiyan 3 Goku's he's still pretty decent, but, like, this category is straight garbage. Who actually uses this category? Nobody uses this category, that's who. Beerus's Exploding Rage category, right? Like, sure, this is a nice, cool category, yeah, it's fun to have, but when you're missing leader skills for big-time old teams, like, let's just go through. We already talked about Full Power. What are some older categories that don't have leaders? Super Saiyan 3 doesn't have a leader, basically. Easy A Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, he's kind of eventually getting Easy A, but, he came out, what, 3 years ago? And we haven't gotten a new Super Saiyan 3 leader? I mean, I guess you could consider Super Saiyan 2 /3 Goku a Super Saiyan 3 category leader, but he links badly with the team until he transforms, which is, it's deceptively hard to transform with him. Inhuman Deeds is sneakily one of the better villain categories in the game, but guess what? This is their leader. A absolute garbage dog water unit, first of all, and a dog water leader. right? Look at these links. You think they're linking good with all these, look, big bad bosses, full power Phizer, big bad bosses, baby, big bad bosses, big bad bosses, big bad bosses, big bad bosses. Who else? Ink Goku Black, big bad bosses. Bojack, big bad bosses. Like, it's inconsistent. It doesn't make any sense. You really can't go there, right? Like, it doesn't make sense. Why they keep adding these small, terrible, garbage, I scrolled too far, horrible categories. It's just asinine, right? Like, Final Trump Card. Where's Final Trump Card? It's a little bit further. It's a lot further because this is global. Let me switch back over to JP real quick. Where is it? That's way too far. That's not far enough. And that's Cell, Gohan. Wait, no. Wait, what am I doing? I'm being an idiot. Hold up. My bad. Here we go. Final Trump Card, right? This is a fine category edition, right? Because there's a very clear, like, it's a category that's going to be, I don't want to say categories need to be used, but categories need to be good, right? Like, you can't just make a dog water category and like, just throw it on a unit to, I don't know. I don't even know why they make bad categories, right? What's the purpose? Like, I really don't understand. I couldn't tell you what the purpose is, honestly. Those aren't even egregious ones. Let's keep going. We had the blue fusions. Oh, they were only right there. All right, whatever, it's fine. Here's a big one. The rapid growth category just doesn't make any sense, man. Like, this category is terrible. It's horrible, and it's one of the most asinine, dumb, stupid, idiotic, like, category renditions ever to, resurface in this game. Like, units like UI Goku, who mastered a form that gods have been training for millions of years, probably, to, master, and he mastered in 48 minutes. One high school class, this guy mastered a form that takes millions of years, and that's not rapid growth, right? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, right? Who else is on rapid growth? A notable one I think of is Goku Black. I believe Goku Black is not on rapid growth. I believe the Vegeta that fights him is not on rapid growth. I believe Super Vegeta is the only Vegeta that's on rapid growth, right? Like, it's just egregious. It doesn't make any sense. First of all, they're adding time chamber categories, time chamber units to the category. Like Gohan, this Gohan, this guy technically because it's Super Vegeta. But they don't have, the most, like Vegeta, who went inside the time chamber to train for Goku Black during that arc. It doesn't make sense. And there you go, rapid growth, terrible category. Absolutely, like, asinine, unneeded. Like, these two, like, Battle of Wits, I would argue, like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense in my opinion, but it's still, like, a fine category, right? Like, Dragon Ball, I hate to say it's not really a fight, it's not really a battle smart anime, right? Like, you kind of just ooga booga everywhere, and that's about it. Like, Vegito, I see Super Vegeta definitely had a strategy and stuff. Like, Piccolo, I guess, but, like, I don't know, like, power absorption, that doesn't make a lot of sense. That's very, like, obvious, right? Like, power absorption. Oh, you absorb power. Pretty straightforward. Can I think of any notable omissions from the Savior category? I don't want to make this too long and it's too super boring. So, like Saviors, right? It's a fine category, but, like, again, siblings bond. Tapion and Minosha technically count as a leader, but they don't have a Dokkan Fest leader. Most people use Dokkan Fest as their leaders. That's just how it is. Who else? Let's keep going. Don't even get me started on this absolute horseshit right here. Special Pose. One of probably the single worst. Actually, no, it's definitely not. I know which one it is. Special Pose is the second worst category that's been introduced of, like, the past 2 years. I remember when this guy came out, he had the worst leader skill since Int Kid Goku, and ironically, they share a leader in Youth. Wow, he's only 130 to defense. What a horrible. Wow, that's a terrible stat spread. Whatever, it's fine. But yeah, look at Youth. Youth doesn't have a good Dokkan Fest leader. Gotenks at this point, I hate to say it, he's aged. Kid Goku is, I don't want to say dog water, but he's not all that anymore. He's just really not. It's egregious. It's egregious. Tech Exchange Boo, they don't have like a really bad category rendition. It's just that Majin Vegeta, Deborah, all these like Majin, you know, when you imply Majin power, you don't imply, I don't think you imply like the power of Majin Buu himself. I feel like you imply the power of like Babidi and Deborah and, you know, all those things, right? But I guess like technically or whatever, like Majin Buu technically, Bibbidi didn't make him or whatever, and he was just floating around in space bajillions of years ago or whatever. I don't know. It's very monotonous, but that's neither here or there. It doesn't really matter to me. I think they should still be in the category, but that's like not a terrible one. Either way, they should still be in the category, right? I feel like crossover was definitely one of the better categories this year. Like this was the one category you can look at and it's like, wow, they actually did a good job. It's a miracle, right? Let's keep scrolling. All out struggle, right? This category is just dog shit, and it's just terrible. All out struggle is one of these that I can probably talk about for a long time, because there are so many omissions that I could just think of right off the top of my head. Where the hell is Cell, right? Did Cell not struggle against Gohan? You know, he was getting beaten up, torn to shreds, and then he comes back to life. I mean, I guess he didn't struggle with him after that, but you should still put Cell Perfect Form on the category, in my opinion, like, regardless. Did full power Frieza not struggle with Namek Goku, despite him getting his ass beaten by him, right? In the fight. But that wasn't a struggle, right? No. There are no villains on this category, except for, like, Majin Vegeta, right? Who else can I think of off the top of my head? Are Boos in this category? Oh yeah. Like Super Boo, right? Buuhan is not on this category, despite him literally trying every single possible thing he could do against Vegito. None of it worked, but that does not imply an all-out struggle. Are you kidding me? That's just dumb, moronic, stupid, dumb, asinine, idiotic. I can't, it's so stupid. It just doesn't make sense. Is Tech Jiren not on this category? Of course he's not. He's of course not on this category. Yeah, Jiren definitely wasn't struggling in the Tournament of Power, you know, after ripping off his clothes and, you know, struggling with UI Goku. Nah, he was perfectly fine, right? That was not an all-out struggle. Who else can we think of off the top of my head? Is there anybody from the Goku Black arc that was participating in an all-out struggle? I mean, I don't really think Vegeta Blue was going all out. I don't think, like, maybe even Merge Zamasu, I don't even think was really going all out. Yeah. But those are the real notable ones. I'd have to look through the category and think about all of it, and I don't want to, like, this is kind of spitball-y video, right? This is not a leader. Nobody would use him as a leader anyway. Jiren actually had a pretty fine category. You know, Universe 11, it's like a small bad category. Wow, a whopping 16 units, including SSRs. But, like, it is definitely, like, you know, maybe they'll get buffs in the future. It's a very cookie-cutter category, right? Like, I don't mind cookie-cutter categories as long as they're not dumb and moronic, right? At least not too much. I think Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's was fine, right? Giant 8 Power and Shadow Dragon Saga. Shadow Dragon Saga is just a terrible category in general, but that's not really a bad category. It's just it doesn't get any buffs. Giant 8 Power that's honestly one of the more cool category ideas that I've can think of in this past year, right? It's very, very obvious, you know, power of the giant ape. Turles doesn't really count. Bojack was actually pretty good, but even Bojack, as good as Bojack's category is, it doesn't have Broly on it, which makes absolutely no sense. I believe, Broly's not on this category, which absolutely makes no sense. He destroyed the South Galaxy, but he's not a space traveling warrior, I guess. I guess you couldn't you technically put the entire, Tournament of Power in here? Weren't they fighting in space? Whatever. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, they all travel to space to get there, technically. Int Broly, Planetary Destruction. That's a fine category. Like, I think they did Planetary Destruction pretty well. Pycon and Janemba. This is out of order a bit, but it's fine. Connected Hope was just a dog shit category, horrible category, terrible garbage. There's no redeeming this category. This is like a bottom 3 category that's come out since, like, I don't know, 2020 started. Also, Corroded Body and Mind, like I don't know, like, I mean, I feel like this is just a terrible name in general. Like, maybe like Mind Control, or I don't know, like something that makes more sense than Corroded Body and Mind, right? Like, that just feels like a terrible category name to me. I mean, that's a little bit more vague though. Connected Hope is definitely terrible though. I think GT Heroes is a very good category. GT Bosses, while it is a necessary category, it's very dumbly, like, they just made so many omissions, right? Like, I feel like this should have just been GT Villains, and if you're Extreme Class and you're in the GT Saga, guess what? You're on GT Villains. If you're on GT Heroes, just like the GT Heroes category, right? Like, if you're Super Class and you're in GT, you're basically on GT Heroes. That's just how it is, right? I believe Gifted Warriors was definitely a fine category, right? Like, it's a good one to add, right? You know, I mean, I don't know, like, I feel like everybody, like, if you really look at it, everybody's could be considered a prodigy, but it's fine, whatever. It's dumb how I believe Gohan is not in this category, which is, you tell me how that makes sense. I don't know. Gohan's literally talked about as the prodigy the entire time, but I guess he's not on there. Stored Figures is a shitty category, horrible category, terrible category. Absolutely, like, what is the purpose? Again, what is the purpose of this category? Like, this category needs buffs over a new movie heroes leader, right? Yeah, we don't need a new movie heroes leader, which movie heroes is like, it's like okay, right? So it's okay, but we got Blue Gogeta pre-Easy A as our leader, who sucks. Yeah. So yeah, let's continue. I think that Miraculous Awakening and Powerful Comeback, I would argue they're like good. They're good categories, but they're very unnecessary. They don't really, like, you don't really need them. I would have much rather, like, I don't know, maybe this guy be maybe a Turtle School leader. You know, that would have been fine. I guess like, Goku, UI Goku was like, he was talked up about, like, you know, it's not just his journey, it's all of his friends and family and whatever, blah 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 blah, right? Let's keep continuing. Turtle School is a good category. I feel like it's fine. Defenders of Justice, while being a good category, is just completely unnecessary. I don't mind it as much on Videl, because if she only had 3 categories, she'd be complete, or like, she already is, like, completely unrunnable, completely just an L in my opinion. Very overrated. Yeah, she's like a one-man show, but she's got terrible links. She's like the Tech Ultimate Gohan to Tech Ultimate Gohan haters, right? That's what I would think of as Videl. Legendary Existence is fine, right? Like, that makes sense to me, right? Like, you know, you're a legend, you know? Like, these are all legends, you know, it just makes sense. I don't want to think of any category missions that I can think of off the top of my head. I don't think so. But, Sworn Enemies, that's a fine category. I do wish that, like, you know, maybe Sworn Enemies, like, you could have probably put some other people on here, you know, maybe some of the movie villains. Like, I feel like Broly's Second Coming, right? That at least has some Sworn Enemies vibes, right? You know? But I guess not, whatever, it doesn't matter. I do redeem these categories a little bit, but again, like, they're pretty vague, like, especially Sworn Enemies. Sworn Enemies is a pretty vague category, right? Do these guys have new categories? Rapid Growth, yeah, no, they didn't. Did these two have? No, they didn't. We should keep going. Tech Gogeta, I believe. Time Limit is actually a pretty good category, but no offense, I would have just rather them lead Final Trump Card. There's no reason for them to implement Time Limit again. Like, this is literally just, like, I want to say bad Final Trump Card, but, like, Final Trump Card is bad because of its leaders, so, I mean, it is what it is. And there's no new leaders here. Bond of Friendship, while being a very good category, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, tell me why we need Bond of Friendship in here. Like, no offense, Dragon Ball isn't really friendship anime, right? I don't know. Maybe that's just my opinion. I don't really like Bond of Friendship is definitely a very good category. It's very cool that it's in here, but I don't think it's a necessary category per se. Accelerated Battle, I would argue, is not even a necessary category. Yeah, sure, it's very cool, but like, isn't every fight an accelerated battle? Like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, you can argue, like, oh, let's see, what fights aren't in here? Let's see. Namek, Goku, and Full Power Frieza aren't in here, huh? Yeah, that's not an accelerated battle? Like, come on, that's stupid. That's just moronic. That's dumb. Again. Let's continue. Mastered Evolution. I mean, I guess this one's fine. You know, it implies mastery, I guess. It's fine. Well, I guess, like, I wanted to say UI Goku should be on this category, but I guess not. Probably when he comes from the, like, when the manga, when the anime continues, that UI Goku from the Moral arc should be on here, though. Let's continue. Okay, Janemba is the last one. Obviously, Corroded Body and Mind. We had those. All right, let's switch back over to JP. And then we can continue scrolling up. Where's Janemba? Janemba was quite a bit ago. Oh wow, we're pretty high. Okay, we already talked about all these units. We talked about Full Power Frieza. We talked about you. Heroes units. All right. I believe, yeah. Look, Majin Buu Saga. I believe these are Fate-induced battle or whatever. Fate-induced battle, like, yeah, very cool, I guess. But like, again, I mean, what is a Fate-induced battle, right? Like, who decides fate? Like, it's a very wishy-washy, like, very vague, very obscene. I mean, just that. Again, like, I don't mind them introducing new categories, but what I do mind is when we have so many dead categories. Transformation Boost. Again, as a lot of people like STR Cooler. I like STR Cooler, but like, STR Cooler just doesn't cut it anymore. He just flat out doesn't. And we don't have a Transformation Boost leader. Guess what? You basically can't use this team in difficult content. What else? Well, Future Saga. Well, I technically the androids leave this. Actually, no. This one's a bad example because we have physical future Gohan's EZA, so that we'll skip that one. Shadow Dragon Saga is just a dead category. Like, can we please get this category something, anything? Literally, like, it doesn't make any sense. Pure Saiyans was dead for the longest time, but they finally have a leader. Earthlings is dead. Namekians is dead. Androids recently got revived. Artificial life forms. Isn't the leader Tech Exchange Fodderbu? Like, are you kidding me? Like, we don't need a new leader for this this category that's actually really, honestly, pretty strong. Like, nah, okay, or whatever. Goku's family and Vegeta family obviously don't need buffs. Wicked Bloodline hasn't gotten a new category leader since if I'm remembering correctly. And this guy came out in 2018 next to Fodderku Black. Right. Youth doesn't need a new leader, right? Yeah, I mean, look at this. Yeah. It's asinine, right? Pepe Gao's just got a new leader. Super Saiyan's just got a new leader. Super Saiyan 2, I wouldn't say really needs a new leader. Super Saiyan 3 definitely does. Fusion definitely needs. Oh yeah, Fusion. Like, Fusion is one of the more favorite categories that you would assume people would run. But Fusion's is completely dead because the leaders are terrible. You basically run this guy as your Fusion leader, and he doesn't lead the category. No. We got Patara. Patara's dead. Like, this category sucks now. Sorry, sucks to suck, but it is true. Giant Form is dead. Power Absorption is, I guess that's fine. Kamehameha is obviously very good. Realm of Gods is good. Full Power is dead, as I already said. These two are completely unnecessary categories, but whatever, it is what it is. Terrible category. Meh category, I guess. It's fine, though. Bad Final Trump card. needs new leaders. You know, we just keep, the list continues. It's always this revolving circle. And if they stopped making new category leaders, we wouldn't have this problem, because we have, you know, leads for teams that people want to use, like Final Trump Card, that aren't the fodder Blue Fusions now. Worthy Rivals, who hasn't gotten a new leader since like Physical Piccolo. Or I guess if you want to count Angel Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, but I don't. I really don't. I usually don't count non-Dokkan Fest leaders. Usually, sometimes I do. It just depends. It's case by case basis. Sworn Enemies is whatever. Joined Forces needs a new leader. This guy, I would argue they work terribly on this team, and they just don't cut it. Nope, sorry. Sibling Bond needs a new leader. Tapion and Minosha are really mid, in my opinion. They're just very unimpressive. Gohan and Goten are like 5 years old now. They're not actually, but they are. Bond of Master and Disciple, I mean, I guess Kid Gohan is a category leader or whatever. Oh, I didn't even talk about that guy. Did I skip him? This guy is the actual single worst category release of this entire year. It's Kid Gohan. Heavenly Events. What the hell were they thinking? Like, what is this category supposed to be? This category is just straight trash. Like, are you kidding me? This is horrible category. I'm not even gonna get into it, because we all know this video is long enough, and we all know. But we keep going, right? Bond of Master and Disciple, I guess, doesn't really need a new one, but it does need a 170 leader. Universe 6 is fine, 11 is fine, Heroes is fine, Reps is fine, Bosses needs a new leader, definitely. Heroes definitely needs a new leader. Movie Bosses is fine. Turtle School doesn't even have a leader that's not LR Roshi. World Tournament is fodder. Definitely. This World Tournament needs a gajillion different things, right? Low Class Warriors in the same boat. Gifted Warriors is fine. Otherworld Warriors is terrible. Resurrected Warriors. Like, I don't have to go through all of these. We all know what categories are good. We all know what categories are bad, right? Even the good categories like Space Traveling Warriors don't have Broly on them, which are just terrible emissions, right? But again, like, it just, make it make sense, right? I know we're getting, like, easy A's, and maybe those will alleviate some things, but I just don't like that, personally. I feel like we should just stop making, you know, maybe shitty categories that nobody actually wants to run. And, you know, maybe, like, it would be one thing if they didn't make bad leader skills, but they do. And, like, you can't say, oh, they don't make battle leader skills anymore, because Kid Gohan only came out, like, what? For Global, he came out in, like, October or whatever, right? So, I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of a long rant. This was too long of a video, but it's whatever. Category system needs to be, like, it needs to be examined thoroughly, or something. Something needs to happen, man. Like, this cannot go on. It simply cannot. All right. Like again, this category, what is it? Worldwide, whatever, worldwide tournament, whatever it's called. Again, like, yeah, I mean, sure, wow, cool category, but, you know, maybe they could have led, I don't know, something, you know, like, oh, maybe we need a new, where is it? Androids leader? You know, like, I don't know, maybe we need a new Androids leader, especially because, like, they're mainly run on Androids, but, you know, whatever. Even Entrusted Will, like, this is not a category that's like, wow, you know? Entrusted Will, I mean, I don't know, it's just, man, but yeah, I mean, I could talk all day about the category system, it's fine, Anyways, I've definitely ranted long enough. That's gonna be for me. Thanks for stopping by.